Hey, peace, y'all. Hope y'all can hear me kind of clear out there. Look, it's been just a little while since I did this video, and I ain't gonna do a whole entrance. Normally, I do my whole entrance thing. I'll do a entrance video next time. But right now, I just want to talk about this video that I saw last night. And say some of the points where I disagree on and show some of the parts where Dr. Umar is a goofy. You know, it's tired of us. We need to stop getting grifted by these people. Stop giving money to them and they ain't doing nothing for us. Now, I ain't gonna lie. There's like one section where he said something where I'm like, all right, I agree with that. Maybe two sections, but for the most part, it's a big goofy fest. So we gonna start getting right into this. I ain't even gonna do no intro. We just gonna get right into this and do what we do. Don't mind the headgear. Is not any religious or anything like that. It's just a brother's face was cold. So that's that. Let's start it up.
Consciousness, and that's the purpose of life. And that's why I think that we as Black people never get to where we're supposed to be, brothers and sisters, until we divorce ourselves from all of this European materialism that we swallowed up, because we have become more materialistic than the Caucasian. We are literally worshiping money. And there's no, why would God help us get free? Really help us take back over the world as we once ran it, if all we're going to do is replicate European culture?
All right. This is the first goofy ass part. This is the same stupid ass argument they use when they say they can't give us melanated folks in America reparations because they ain't gonna spend it right. The money gonna go back to the white folks. It's gonna go in somebody else's hands. That is stupid. First of all the money is not gonna be spent up. Everybody's not gonna give it back. The people who are gonna keep it and use it right are gonna use it right. And let's not say right, it's their money. However the fuck they want to use it, they can use it. You may not like how they use it. Hey, use your money differently. You know, if it's their money and it's owed to them, I don't see what the problem is giving them. The problem is that you just don't want to give them and you don't want to say it like that. And then all of our people run around, say stupid shit like this to back it up behind it. Oh, even if we get the money, we would just spend it on. This is stupid. Just like this goofy Umar talking about God won't give us back the world because we have European ideals and shit, man. Shut up, man. That's stupid. That's stupid. God gonna give us back the world. He would give us back the world. We got to stand up and we got to take ours back. We got to take our world back and stop being under somebody's thumb. But anyway, let's continue with this goofy.
Does that make any sense to you? God is not going to help you. Why would he get rid of the white man so the Black man can replicate the white man? You have to go back to being who you are. And when you go back to being who you are, that's when supreme consciousness will come and say, okay, my children, you ready? Let me put you back on the throne. We do not go back on the throne. We do not until we recover our African minds.
This fool is from Philly talking about getting back on the throne and talking about we recover our African mind. Bruh, you don't have an African mind, but I'll get to that later on in the video. So let's go on to a couple more parts because this man, he just talking out his ass like he like to do.
I seen you going viral. You had an argument with a couple of guys, and shout out to them. I don't know their name.
Daily Wrap Up crew, the Young Brothers.
Yeah, kind of a debate.
Shout out to the Daily Wrap Up.
Yeah,
good Young Brothers.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. I think they was up in New York or something, right?
New York.
Yeah, shout out to WTMF Studios as well. They're my people.
And look, and part of me with Dr. Umar, let me explain a little bit more. So I grew up in New Jersey. I've always heard about Dr. Umar as early as I can remember. It had to have been in high school. You know, and I was in high school I graduated in 2009, and I heard about him before I graduated. So I followed him because I liked his message originally. Once I came to realize that this motherfucker is talking out his ass and the shit that he say he's gonna do, he ain't gonna do. I gave up all that shit real quickly, and it wasn't even that long. People are still on to him right now, or just getting on to him right now. I stopped following him back in like 2012. 2012, and then the school really made me stop because he not opening that school. But anyway, we can get more into that. That's just my little backstory. I stopped because I noticed around 2012 that he's just saying this stuff. He don't actually believe this stuff. And part of the reason why I said, well, again, I can come later. We'll discuss that later in the video.
But that discussion was about the black woman being framed as masculine,
Yes.
as unsupportive in a lot of ways, and just a number of different things.
And choosing the wrong mate.
Choosing the wrong mate.
And those brothers feeling like, why do I have to settle for a woman who had a child by a man who was less than his best?
Right.
And my argument was real simple. If we as black men were on our job, meaning we're taking responsibility for the development of all the black boys in Nashville, then that young lady could never choose a wrong mate because we would never allow a wrong mate to exist. So whenever a black man says, it ain't my fault she got a baby by Pookie, Pookie shouldn't even exist. Because
you don't put that on the same white people that we put the rest of this stuff on? The same.
What is this goofy talking about? First of all, I get what he's trying to say. Oh, if all men of a certain melanation were, or melanated hue, whatever, all men were on their shit, then they wouldn't have. Yes, in theory, that sounds great. It's never been like that at any time in society during any years. You want to go all the way back to BC, you want to go all the way to now. It's never been just a whole perfect people. It's always been somebody somewhere in the people they was doing some bullshit. They wasn't doing good shit. You know what I mean? Come on, like, let's not act like they didn't have back in the day where people came through and killed everybody in the town and was like, it's my town now. Like, so there were always robbers. There were always motherfuckers stealing shit. There's always people doing shit. Like, that's not even true. But I know one thing, that is not true, that this next part that's coming up.
And white people that we put all the systematic shit on. We don't put that on them?
Let me tell you why. They might have created it, but they're not solving none of your problems. We have to solve our own problems.
That part I agree with him on. The only way for us to get up out of our situation, or only way for any person to get up out of their situation, they have to solve their own problem. You got to stand up. You got to realize that you have a problem and you need to change it. Or you need to do something about it. I agree with him on that.
And like I told those young brothers, black women would give us so much respect if we only did one thing: take control of the boys.
This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. Because if you know anything about family court, I don't have one. Let's preface it like this. One, I don't have kids. I don't have kids, but I've talking to a lot of fathers, people that have, you know, mothers that have kids, you know, however you want to say, husbands, wives, baby daddies, whatever you want to put them, baby mamas. I've talked to people that have kids and they go to family court and stuff like this. It seems like the women always know when they take it to court, they gonna get control of the kids. They gonna get the kid 100% of the time. The man know that they ain't gonna get the kids, and a lot of men, and it's not all men. The men that do have resources and they can fight for what they want, they usually do get a better end of the deal. But there's a lot of men out here that don't have resources, or they may not have the knowledge or the wherewithal to find somebody that maybe could help them pro bono or something like that to get them a better deal. So the court's supposed to be fair. I don't understand why, if two people lay down to make this baby, only one person gets it, most of the time. And Dr. Umar knows this. Dr. Umar knows this from his personal life. You got 2 babies. You got 2. We got 1. We know 1 for sure. I know you got the second one that's younger. I don't know if that's been confirmed through the masses, but I know for a fact you got a second one that's younger. 2 babies. They ain't never be around you. They was never around you. We've never seen a picture of them with you. We've never seen you mention them. I was with my daughter and stuff. Nothing. The reason I knew you had 2 babies a long time ago, like I said, I grew up in Jersey. I remember this chick that I was dating. She from Philly. I can't remember the high school that Dr. Umar said he went to. She was like, I don't remember seeing him there. Oh, Dr. Umar said he went to this college. The crazy part is we went to college at the same time. I ain't never seen him there, which is a white college. He later on in this episode, he's gonna talk about they building. I think it is either this episode or another episode. He talk about they're building black school. They're building charter schools. I'm building a black school, something like that. I'm like, bro, you went to a white school. I'm like, stop making it seem like you're doing something different. And the truth about the school is the difference between their schools and your school is their schools opened. Your school didn't. And you could have opened your school many different ways. But like I said, this some bullshit where you like talking about if we just took care of the boys. How can we take care of the boys when it's a whole system to take the father out of the home? And women are falling for this. Women are saying, yeah, let's take the father out of the home. How are we supposed to take care of the boys? Make it make sense. Tell me, if we don't have if there's a lot of single mothers out here that have 90% of the custody, they may see the father may see him every other weekend. How the fuck are we supposed to take care of them? How the fuck are we supposed to keep them right? How the fuck are we supposed to train them? Because these moms, these women are like I have a friend. I have a friend who has a son. Son is about maybe 3 years old, right? He grew up with his son, for the last 2 years. This just happened. 2.5 years. Out of nowhere, the woman decided, fuck it, I'm just gonna move to Atlanta. Took the kid, moved to Atlanta. Now he sees his son, when she decides to come down or and drop him off, something like that, and they live now over 5-6 hours away from each other. How am I supposed to take care of my son if she up and moved him into Atlanta and the courts supported it? The courts was cool with it. What are you talking about, Dr. Umar? How are we supposed to take care of these boys if they're not in our protection? They're not under our roof because the court is allowing them. Look, even people in a higher circumstance like DDG and Haley Bailey, I didn't know too much about their relationship. I've learned some stuff, Haley was also abusive and all this stuff, but the court is talking about, hey man, you need to have supervised visits with his son just because she filed for something to get sole custody or something like that. The fuck? That's not even fair. He got to have supervised visit. He can't post nothing about his son because it's content. It's not content. I'm posting a picture about my son because I'm happy that me and my son just did whatever it was. It's not content. But like Umar, you know this just as well. If these women is running to the court and getting 100% custody, how the fuck can we take care of these boys? How about you ask these women? How about you say these women, hey, stop taking custody from your child's father. Stop running to the court and getting all the fucking custody and then complain. Because what happens is they run to the court for child support or whatever it is, and then they get 100% of custody. Then they start resenting the baby because they got the baby all the fucking time. That's your fault. Because if you'd have stayed how you was and not had the father's hands behind his back, he could have helped out. Look, man, you know what?
If we just did that, if we just went around to all the sisters where they got a man in the house, how many sons you got? You got 2. I mean, you got, I got 1. I mean, you got, I got 5 boys. We got him. We got him.
What the fuck does that even mean, Dr. Umar? The fuck does that even mean?
We going to the school meetings. We going to be with them after school. We checking the homework. We doing rites of passage. We taking them gun training, camping. We got them. If we just took the boys, our sisters be all right with us.
And that's in a perfect world. I agree with that.
But why the world got to be perfect for us to do that?
Because we all know that it ain't gonna be like that. Motherfucker, man, you expecting us to do something that we've never done. I don't think in the past in Africa they had a system set up where if this dude's son is off robbing people, hey, somebody else is gonna bring him in. I don't believe they had that in Jamaica or any of these other countries. Maybe if somebody did that out the graciousness of their heart, but no, that's not how that works. Because one of the things you're doing is you're taking over. Some guy says you don't want to play somebody else's safe game. I think Anton says that, or mediocre tutorials. They're hilarious when they say that. But the truth of the matter is you're leaving them their culpability. Oh, the mom can keep doing this again because other men in the community will take care of the boys. The dad doesn't have to worry about taking care of his kid because other men will do it. Because people will start thinking like that. Oh, I ain't got to take care of my kid because other people gonna do it. Because people do it now. I ain't got to worry about getting a job or doing this, that, and third because the government, I get welfare and shit like that. People do that shit now. They take advantage of shit now. You think people won't take advantage of it if you have something like that set up? This ain't the 60s, Umar. This ain't the 70s. People are taught different now. You were taught different. You have 2 kids, and we've never seen you next to either one of them. You are a baby father, but you sit up there and you get on these podcasts and talk about moving with intention when you didn't move with intention. Not once, but twice. And you knew what you knew now. You ain't no fool. You ain't no dummy. This is why I can't get down with Dr. Umar. He's never even spoken on that. When he did speak on that, he passed the blame off. Never once did he say, I was wrong for laying down with her. You know what I mean? And I had no intention to marry her. I had no intention to be with her. I had no intention. I didn't even want a father. He never once said he was wrong. Passed the blame off every time. Every time he passed the blame off. Oh, and then I told that and this, that, and the third. You were wrong, motherfucker. The same shit you say that other people are wrong for doing, you did. And not only you did it once, you did it twice. And you go on and try to sell other people this bullshit. I see through you, man. You were goofy. You were goofy, man. You do this for money. It's not real. It's not real. It may be some type of real because you've been doing it for so long, you probably can't really turn it off like that. But this is everything that you say that you're for is the opposite in your life. Like everything you say that you want other people to do and this, that, and the third. Umar, I ain't see you bringing, hey, man, you got 2 kids. I ain't see you go to no other mothers and say, hey, man, you got this, that, and third. Let's bring them over here. I'll go to those meetings. I'll do this. I'll do that. I ain't never seen you with a picture at a PT because I know people would have took pictures, but all types of pictures and shit. You at a PTA meeting. You at this. You doing this with this kid and that the third. I ain't never seen none of this shit. So what are you talking about? You always expect you're not even doing it. It's one thing if you bring in an idea, you bring in a solution, a suggestion. I'm with that on that. You're making it seem like if we don't do this shit, we'll never be all right. We'll never be okay. We have to do this shit, blah, blah, blah. You're not even starting the program. I didn't even see a petition to start a program like that.
Because, again, the black man is under attack, right?
But that don't stop me from helping the youngin.
Well, it do if you can't multitask. See, everybody ain't got the kind of
multitask when we be chasing that ass.
Yeah, but that kind of multitask is self-satisfying.
That was trash.
Right? That's a selfish, self-satisfying multitask. So that's a bit different. You're asking people to multitask and give, not get.
Right.
So it's a different circumstance.
I see what you said.
Right. When we telling someone that's under attack to, hey, not only think about yourself, think about that other individual over there that ain't yours, that ain't got nothing. And I'm with you on the overall, the overarching goal, but I want to deal with the reality of it. And there's a quote that says, don't wish things to be how you want them to be, wish them to be how they are, because that's the reality you live in. Things will be what they are. No matter what. You can't change that, Umar. We can do all, you can't change it. It is what it is, bro. We can't look at it for what we want it to be.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Here's what I think. And I agree with mostly what you said there. Here's what I think.
Big goofy.
I think we as black men, and I'm talking to all the brothers in here, although not all of you are guilty of what I'm going to say, but I'm speaking to us as a brotherhood. I believe we have gotten so comfortable scapegoating white supremacy that we don't want to take responsibility for anything in the community ourselves.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck does anything got to do with that? What the fuck? How does that got to do with kids? I can't wait to see this goofy tie this shit in to do with kids. And this another reason why I think he's a goofy, because goofies like him use a whole bunch of big words and soliloquies, and they put shit together, but they don't say nothing at the end of the fucking day. You could sit there and think about it multiple different times. Well, we use white supremacy to scapegoat this and then it'll never make sense. Never make no fucking sense. So let's see how this big goofy is gonna tie it together.
Are y'all following me? That's where we at.
Somebody, yeah.
That's where.
Right. He got 3 claps. You know what I mean? 3 claps. And they was clapping because then nobody knew what the fuck he was talking about. They just like, oh, it sounded good. Clap, clap, clap. And I got this bottle here. That's what they were doing. Oh, it sounded good. Yeah. And you feeling me like a pastor and shit like that, man. Motherfuckers not feeling you. They don't know what the fuck you talking about. So let's see how this goofy again is going to tie it together.
Where we at as men. It's like we don't want no responsibility. It's either the black woman's fault or it's the power structure's fault. What the hell are we going to do?
I didn't say black woman.
No, I'm not saying you.
Yeah, I'm talking about for my audience.
Right. But I'm saying in the general conversation, the narrative, either the black woman is the problem or the white power structure.
That's most of your conversation.
No, sir.
Facts. No, it's really not most of his conversation, if you want to be honest. His conversation is different. His conversation is the black woman is not the problem. Scratch that from the record. His conversation is the melanated woman is not the problem. The system is not the problem. It's the melanated man. I mean, you're saying it, Loon is saying it different. But if you want to be really technical, it's a nuance to it. All 3 of them are the problem. It's the melanated man, the melanated woman, and the system. Yes, the system is keeping you from doing some things and blah, blah, blah. And also we're feeding into the system. That's one thing. But also there are some melanated men out here that don't take care of their kids, that need to take care of their kids, that need to not be nutting in random bitches. Also, there are melanated women out here that need to not be randomly getting nutted in by some dude just because you like his J's. There are women that need to take care of themselves. There are women that need to heal and figure out what's going on with themselves. There are women that need to stop abusing your children. There are women that shouldn't even be abusing your children to begin with. Hey, how about melanated man and melanated woman? If you don't want to have a kid with them, don't be like Dr. Umar and use a condom. Strap up. Because we know this goofy don't strap up. This goofy just randomly nutting in them. How about you be better than Dr. Umar and don't randomly nutting in bitches that you don't want to have 18 years with, which he got. He actually got more than that. Actually, I don't even know why we say she got you for 18 years. I mean, child support maybe, but if they go to college, they got you for more than that. And you're going to be dealing with that bitch for the rest of your life. So really, you stuck with her for the rest of your life. But anyway, if you want to be better than Dr. Umar, use a condom. This goofy don't do none. Don't use one. But anyway.
Not the black woman, but definitely the white power structure.
Cause the problems. But the solution is ours to make.
Okay, so let's not push these together.
No, they go together.
Right,
The
but
white
let's
man
deal
can-
with them separately.
Okay.
So we can have a clear solution in the black task. When do you expect?
All right, I fast forward a little bit. I'm not listening to the conversation totally, but I know for a fact that this screen right here is a lie. Y'all want to tell me what's a lie on this screen? Ain't no way in hell it's $1 billion company. Who? The FD Media Company, the Frederick Douglass Garvey media company that's from Dr. Umar. I know he ain't getting $1 billion because that school still ain't open yet. And It's Up There podcast. That's not $1 billion company because I just found out about this bitch. $1 billion companies we know about, like Coca-Cola, and I don't even know if that's $1 billion company. It's just been around for so long. It's definitely high hundreds of millions. This is not $1 billion company right here. Is that your slogan? Is that your slogan? Is that what you guys are saying? Oh, it's $1 billion company. What are we talking about here? It's the stupidest slogan in the world. Then change that shit.
Expect the black male to be self-preservation.
Say we can't multitask.
Everybody can't, Dr. Umar. We can't say everybody can save children.
We find time to party.
Saving children is different than partying.
We find time to go on vacation. That's an excuse. We don't care enough to do it, and we need to be honest and say that.
You think the same skill set it take for me to go stand in the club is the same skill set it take for me to help a child?
No. It's a different skill set.
Yeah. I'm speaking of skill set.
Right.
You're talking intention.
Right.
I'm saying people don't even have the skill set to raise their own children. You asking them to help other children when they can't even raise, they ain't even got the know-how to handle their own household.
Okay. That means those of us who know how, show them brothers how. We operate as a brotherhood. So
you see how it's always the man. Oh, so if these men don't know how to do it, then these other men got to show them how to do it. But when it comes to women, he'll be like, they naturally know how to. How come men don't naturally have intention and know how to do stuff? But if you want to be real honest, Dr. Umar, you a goofy. And that's just where it comes down to. Yo, goofy ass. You get away with this shit on panels where ain't nobody gonna hold you because that's what you do. You go up on panels where everybody, they fuck with you, Dr. Umar, message, blah, blah, blah. They ain't gonna hold you. You know, I give a little respect to this guy. At least he coming back with something. The Daily Wrap-Up crew, at least they had some pushback and shit like that. This motherfucker, but they ain't pushed back enough. Because I would have been up on that motherfucking panel and called Dr. Umar goofy to his face. I'd have called him the same motherfuckers that he talk about. That's who he is. He sit up there and talk bad about everybody else. He sit up there and talk bad about all these other melanated men. No, motherfucker, you are the melanated man that you're talking bad about. So you sit up there and you point the finger at everybody else, but you need to be turning around and point the finger back at your ass because you're that person. You're the person that don't create families in the community. You're the person that got babies running around that ain't being taken care of. What the fuck are you talking about here? You're the one that's passing the blame off on everybody else and not saying that it's your fault. But you put that shit off on everybody else in the community. What is wrong with this fool? And again, that's why I say he's a goofy. You tell everybody else, they need to stand, they need to do. You ain't doing none of that shit. The only shit you doing is talking on podcasts and never opening up that fucking school. Again, let's move along.
So that's a different conversation. Instead of casting that wide net and saying that all black men, you niggas, excuse me, you got You guys didn't put the work in to make an environment to where these people can. So I'm saying when we take that approach.
Side fucking note. This motherfucker Umar ain't even wearing African shit. He preached all that African garb shit. You're wearing European Americanized shit. Jeans? Show me where they wore jeans back in Africa from all the shit that he's preaching. Don't worry, I'll wait. Show me when jeans were made. Shit, we could look that up right on the motherfucking screen if I want to be. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. When were jeans made? And I guess I should have said created. Jeans were first created in the 1870s, specifically when Jacob Davids and Levi Strauss received the patent for their riveted work pants on May 20th, 1873. These pants were originally designed for durability and were made from denim fabric. Right, so it don't say nothing, not one thing about African at that time. I'm pretty sure Levi is not African. It don't say one thing about African. You talk all this shit about African wear. You up there with jeans and shit like that. Talk all this shit. Oh, how about we stop going back? How about we leave the European ideals? How about you stop wearing jeans? Europeans made that. You won't do that though.
Coach, we don't live in what I would consider to be reality and say that, yo, everybody can't multitask.
But here's
and
my
even
pushback then.
Go ahead.
Then we need to stop telling our women to respect us as men.
Again, this is bullshit. But I'm gonna let your goofy ass finish.
We need to stop telling our women to stop expecting us to behave as men. If we're going to say can't, because can't should not be in a man's vocabulary. And
oh, listen to this goofy ass motherfucker, man. Cause watch what he's gonna say.
Our women to stop expecting us to behave as men. If we're going to say can't, because can't should not be in a man's vocabulary and definitely not in our collective consciousness.
Can you open the school tomorrow?
No, but I can in a month.
Okay, I get what you said. So, but that's still hoping. Hope ain't a strategy.
It ain't hope. No, we're not hoping to open the school. We're waiting.
He didn't open that school in a month. A month later, they had another interview, and I'm gonna do that somewhere later on down the line. And they didn't come back in a month. He didn't do nothing. He sat up there, was like, oh man, we got the HVAC done and this done, and then we just waiting on this, that, and the third. He couldn't open it in a month. He could not open it in a month. He can't do it. He cannot do it. You can't say can't, fine. You cannot do it. You cannot open that school in a month because you didn't do it. But this interviewer did not hold him to it, because I would have sat up there right there. You can't open that in a month, because if you could have opened it in a month, you would have already did it. I'd have challenged his ass. Be like, why you ain't did it yet? Why you ain't did it yet? Because you lying. You grifting. You goofy. You fake. You a phony. You a fraud. And it's okay. A lot of people out there believe that you're not. They believe Bernie Madoff wasn't a fraud at one point. That may be too old for some people to remember. That was like 2008, some shit like that. There's been other people, they believe the banks weren't frauds at one point. They believe that all these presidents weren't frauds at one point. And there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of people that are frauds. People in their own life even believe that at one point these scammers, they sent me a text message about my bank, and then they pressed the text message and realized that these scammers out here. Motherfuckers is frauds right in front of your face, and you got to call them out. You see that motherfucker being all frauded, talking with his hands and moving all extra, acting like a woman. The other dude solid in his masculinity. He ain't doing all this. Hey, man, but what about this? Hey, man, but what about this? That don't even make sense, because Dr. Umar trying to that's how you could tell he pandering to woman. That's how you could tell he pandering to women. But let's keep going, man.
Waiting on a certificate of occupancy.
You're not giving me a deadline on this big broadcast saying in a month this school will be open.
Fact.
Physically, yes. All we're waiting for.
That is the most stupidest shit I've ever heard in the world. Again, people won't catch it. I'll catch it. Physically, yes. The fuck does that mean, Dr. Umar? Physically, the school will be open, so it won't have students in it. It won't have teachers in it. It won't have janitors in it. It won't have books in it. Nobody will be learning in that bitch. No principals will be in it. So it won't be open as a school. What you're saying is it'll be open as a building. The building will be open, but the school won't be open. So the school is not going to be open in a month. Again, this is how I would straight up tell Dr. Umar on stage with him, right to his face. What are you talking about? What does that mean? Physically be open. So will students be in there? He's going to say no. So will teachers be in there? He's going to say no. So will principals be in there? No. So will books be there? Or he'll be like, oh, the books will be there. The books will be there, but nobody will be learning. Nobody will be taught. So it's not a school. It's just a spot with books in it, which is a library.
For is the certificate,
but it won't be.
I don't know how long the city gonna take to give me that paper. That's the next step. You see,
okay, so then
right, but it's not a hope. It's just a matter of time. They got to give us the paper because all the renovations are done. Everything's inspected and approved. You see what I'm saying? So it's not.
If it's a matter of time, that don't mean the city gonna give it to you next month. The city ain't been giving it to you these last 10 years. He had the school up. What makes you think? Because you sat on a fucking interview and a podcast, said they're going to give it to you next month. You smart enough to know that they ain't going to give it to you next month, but he want to make his point that can't shouldn't be in a man's vocabulary. And then in a couple minutes, he going to walk it back and say, well, I say can't shouldn't be in a man's vocabulary when it comes back to these kids. Goofy, just goofy.
It's not a hope. It's just when. When are they going to give us the paper?
Right.
They can't hold off forever. Then we got to get the lawyers involved. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just think that we as men are not recognizing.
For you to say that's a bold statement, bro. Like what? As a man, you can't have can't in your vocabulary.
We should not when it comes to saving our boys. We should.
Man, that's a different. See, this is how good you
talking about our boys.
Thank you. Loon, and Brett called them out. Loon, that's his name. He called them out. That's a different statement than what you just said. This goofies like him always know how to say just enough so that they can expand on the statement later. They're not solid on nothing. Everything is a movement.
Boy, yeah, but this is how good you are. You cast a wide there to say, can't as a man, they shouldn't even respect us as a man if we saying can't and it's in our vocabulary. As it pertains to our boys, that's a different.
Our boys.
Okay.
And as it pertains to almost anything a man should be expected to do for his community.
See, I can't. I gotta live in a space where I know everybody can't be everything.
Then we gotta stop telling women to see us as kings. Then we can't have it both ways.
That's the stupidest shit in the world. You think the kings in Africa took care of the peasants' children? I know there's strong words. Miss me with the words and the strong words and how you feel. You think the kings in Africa took care of the children who were just running around the village? The fuck are you talking about? Oh, yeah. First of all, who sit up there saying we're kings? Who's sitting up there saying that? Umar is saying that goofy ass shit. I'm a man, and treat me as a man. Respect me. Don't disrespect me. Don't lie to me. Don't do all this bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I mean, either way, you can lie to me if you want. I'm going to see through it. I mean, a lot of people don't have that discernment. I'm going to figure it out immediately. I'm just good at that. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not none of that. I'm like my pops. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to. It's just something not going to add up. And you gonna think that you was all good because you said this one part and you don't realize that I'm looking at a totally different part. I'm like, hold on, wait, this and that, third add up. Oh, okay, then this is happening. I mean, you can try to do it. You might could get away with it for a little bit. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm not trying to figure it out. It's just gonna happen. I'm just gonna figure it out. Anyway, Dr. Umar's a goofy.
You can't say respect me as the God of the community, and then on the flip side, I can't do nothing about that shit. And you can't do that. You can't have it both ways. We as men got to make up our mind.
Do you understand? We are the God of our life. Our life. O-U-R-R. Our life. We're the God of that. We are not the God of every other motherfucker's life and their kid's life and their baby mom or their wife's life. That's not how the fuck that works. You are the God of your own life because you can only control what happens in your life. Now, there's a lot of people that have a lot maybe more strong-willed and shit like that, and, you know, realize that other things happen because they think it and they want it to happen. I bet you they ain't never thought, hey, I want all the kids with no fathers and their fathers to come back. You know what I mean? There's just certain things that they can't control. When you said they're the God of their life, not the God of the community. Nobody has ever fucking said that. Again, this is this goofy ass mother fool talking about that shit because he's a fool. I mean, because he's a grifter, because he has literally done everything that he tells other men not to do, and he doesn't do that. He doesn't tell them not to do that because I fucked up. I shouldn't have did this. No, he tells them not to do that and pretends like he didn't do it. He sits up there and tries to make it seem like I'm just that great. Frederick Douglass Garvey, all that blah, 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 shit like that. But you're doing the same exact fucking thing that you stood up there and preach everybody else not to do. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This goofy ass, I can't even stand looking at this goofy ass on the screen. Actually, I'm fine looking at this goofy ass on the screen. I can make mad jokes about him right now. Mad jokes. Including all the way down to that stupid ass Africa chain. But that's all right, man. We being professional. We into the video. I want to see. We're going to listen to him a little bit more. And then I'm ending this bullshit. Because he's starting to piss me off.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to take it in. It's just for me again. I don't know.
And when you say multitask, it bothers me because black women have been multitasking for 75.
They ain't been doing a good job. They ain't been doing a good job. In fact, if they focus on one task, they might have been doing better. So I don't want to hear that bullshit, Dr. Umar. Oh, man, he brought it right back to the women. Women been multitasking, blah, blah, blah. They ain't been doing a good job. And if you want to say, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about, blah, blah, blah. Hey, the numbers prove it. I'm not going off of nothing. I'm going off of the numbers proving it. I'm going off of the numbers proving it. Black, melanated single women, and I should call them black single women because that's what they are. They're black and they're by the definition, they're exactly by the definition of what black means. And I hope you guys look it up to know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about the color because one, black is not a fucking color. And if you did art, you know, in the 5th grade, they would have told you that shit. Black or white is not a fucking color. But anyway, this dude is just being more goofy and more goofy as it goes on. Because that's what he does. Dr. Goofy Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 100%.
Raising the kids, paying the bills.
What they got to do with black men?
Open a business, huh?
Again, what that got to do with brothers? Because let's be honest, they picked the brothers. They picked those people that they sleep with. They had babies by those people that they sleep with. And they knew that those men wouldn't be around. I'm not talking about the anomaly that this was a great dude on paper and everything, and he was with him and shit, and he happened to bolt. Most of the motherfuckers y'all sleep with, men or women, already know that that person ain't gonna be shit. And you still brought babies into the world by that man that ain't shit. You knew he wasn't gonna be around. You knew he wasn't gonna take care of his kid. And now you want somebody else to take care of his kid. How you know I know Sav? How you know I know Sav? Because I've heard women say, my kid don't need a father, he just need a father figure. Okay, so you cool with him not having a dad. You just want some goofy around like Dr. Umar to be his father figure. And then the worst part about father figures, if you do the statistic on father figures and step parents, they are the ones that most likely rape and molest and sexually assault kids. So you guys are bringing predators into the house. But nobody is holding them on that. The father is not going to, is more likely not to violate his kids because they're his kids. Now, if you get a sick individual, that happens. Sometimes you have sick individuals. But the next boyfriend you bring in, the father figure you bring in, he's looking at these little munchkins like they not his kids. So he's not gonna treat them like his kids. So he may hit them more. He may beat their ass more. He may abuse them. He may battery and assault them because they're not his kids. So when he goes to discipline him, little junior, whatever the fuck it is, he gonna be disrespecting them for real. It's not his kids. He not trying to see him get better. He only doing it because the mom said something. But I can't stand this Goofmar Johnson.
What does the ability for a black woman to be superior in that way, right?
Okay.
To be able to multitask in that way have to do with black men.
Why
we don't
can't
share
we
all
do
of
the
the same. We don't share all of the same. We don't share all of the same attributes.
Okay.
I'm not saying that black men in general can't do it. I'm saying when we say black men as a whole is responsible for the environment, because all black men can't, I think that's what a problem is.
So then here's my question for you.
Mhm.
If black men can't be expected to be responsible for the development, the nurture, and the growth of black boys, what in the hell can we be entrusted?
Other black boys.
Again, you fool. If we don't have our kids in the custody of us, how can we nurture, develop, and help them grow? You didn't have your kids in the custody of you, and you're gonna sit up there and be like, but this was the mother, blah, 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 but you don't give men that same credit. It could only be you, Dr. Umar. You're the only one that it could have happened to, where you don't have your kids and it was the woman's fault. You're the only one it could have happened to. It couldn't have been nobody else. Goofmar Johnson. You know what? I want to fast forward a little bit. I don't want to go any more into this conversation. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. And
I'm saying that most. Also, are you asking black men to put their lives on the line for how good you are? You cast a wide net and say, can't with black men. We don't share all of.
If we're going to say we can't,
people clips go viral of like.
She said, why you keep bringing up Dion?
What I'm saying is
times that blinds you or distracts me from even looking at the X's and the O's.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, if I'm able to do that, I could give a damn about the money. You see what I'm saying? But we need the money for the mission.
And also, but see, that's you fueling the motivation. That's what I'm saying. The motivation is important, man.
Oh, yes.
And so you live in that spot. Like you, Dion, me, a lot of people clips go viral of like.
She said, why you keep bringing up Dion?
What I'm saying is that and again, I'm doing this because now let me address that. Give me a second. People, we talk all this black power stuff. I'm trying to figure out why is there any kind of disagreement about his mission, your mission, because you were the same guy on a 10-year mission to build a school. So I look 9-year mission to build a school. So I look at Dion like he's on a mission. So that's why I want to come through it. That's my thinking. I want to have that conversation with you, and we had it. We just stopped him because someone brought it up.
For me, my biggest concern for black men at this time is I feel like we've grown extremely selfish. I don't think black men have the type of spirit that our ancestors had. You know, you got to realize we come from a legacy where black men gave their life for the community. I mean, literally widowed their wife and left their children fatherless for the people.
Stop it. Every man didn't do that. Some men did that. Every man didn't do that. That's again another grift towards women. Every man didn't do that. You know how I know every man didn't do that? Because you wouldn't have older men now. And stop it. Like nobody ever did that. Stop it. No. They wouldn't even send older men, like elderly men and shit, to war and shit like that. So they had to stay. They wouldn't even send all of their men to war. Not just elderly. They wouldn't send all of their men to war because somebody had to stay back and defend the community. Everybody was just not running off and dying for everybody. For women. Stop it. You're not making sense.
And I look at us now where I can't even stay at a black school and help build this up. You know, I got to run on to the white one. And I'm just not seeing the spirit of sacrifice that black men used to have. It is.
You keep just saying just men, but it's not just men. It's the whole community. Nobody has sacrifice. And I've been saying this for a long time. A long, long time. Hear me out. And I really don't care how other people feel about it. For other people, you can use all the different words you want to use. If you want to use black, say black in there. But ain't no melanated fucking community. Not in no America. Ain't no fucking melanated community. You have to show me where there's one. You may foster a little community, but it's not like other communities. It's not like where, you know, a Mexican community or Asian community or anything. We just don't have it. We just don't have it. Everybody looking out for themselves.
It's bothering me because our women do deserve better. And we can't give them what the white man gives the white woman. But
our women deserve better. They also have to want better. They also have to want better for themselves because we can't make them choose better. How many of these women run around and go have babies with the gangster in the neighborhood, but the smart dude had already said, hey, you know, I want to be with you. You know, I want, oh man, you know, you ain't got no money. You ain't, nigga, I'm 14. Nigga, I'm 21. I'm in college. And they run off and they go mess with the gangster. They go mess with the thug, mess with the pimp. You know what I mean? He got this money and that and third like that. Then they got a baby by him. Now you expecting the motherfuckers in college, the motherfuckers that did it right, to go and take care of those women's kids? That's what you're saying? Nah, Dr. Umar. Nah, Goof Umar.
we could damn sure do a better job than we are. And I think we're scapegoating racism too much because we don't want to man up.
What is a complete man, in your opinion?
On a basic level,
Yes.
we got to protect and provide. I don't think we're doing either, especially when it comes to children. You got men who do it individually.
All right.
Okay,
I gotta,
a big your
I gotta fast forward
to your hit the, because at first that wasn't.
well. When I first took the first donation in St. Louis,
I don't want to hear about that's him.
lecture,
This him talking about how it was hard for him to take the first donation, and then he realized other people was taking donations from him, so it got easier for him to take donations. I don't want to hear that bullshit because it's bullshit.
See, because it's still got a feeling. Did you have anybody?
well, most of the people, but from me started refunding the donations. Shut the
whole like, yo, 20 grand. Then they just snatched that, or what's the disconnect with
That's
hard
the
on
one
the
thing
black
I will
male.
say. That's the one thing I will say on this whole funding thing, everybody gets funding. I agree with that. Everybody gets funding. But he's sitting up there talking about, oh, I ain't even want to ask for it because I already got it. If you already got it, why are you asking for it? Why don't you do it for yourself? And this is exactly the same stuff he just talked about. He's like, oh, black melanated men need to do this, melanated men need to do this. You're not doing it for yourself, and you're putting it off on other people to do it.
Well, they say I'm too hard on everybody, not just the black male.
In specific, the black male, though. Because I'm going to be honest, black men have came to me and said that. Like, man, he kind of be on us, man. Like, it's like, this shit don't be making sense. Yeah, but I think that there's a disconnect with some of the understanding that you give the black woman in regards to the systematic stuff, and it seems like the black man doesn't get that.
I think with some black men, because most of our brothers, they ride with me, but some black men have trouble.
That ain't true either.
Understanding that although I have just as much criticism for the black woman, I am not going to.
He ain't criticized a woman yet. We are 33 minutes and 39 seconds in. The fuck are you talking about? And later on, I'm trying to fast forward to show this brick lady thing. The brick lady has already been at this point debunked that she's been lying. At this point, when this came out, because this is a year ago, they had started to show proof that she was lying, but it wasn't confirmed by the police and stuff like that. But watch how he defends her. Watch how he defends her. Not once did he say, well, she's lying, she's wrong. Nope. Finds a way to pivot and say some stupid shit like, well, she's lying, it doesn't matter because our other sisters have been hit by a brick. Some shit like that.
Repudiate and criticize my sister in a public space.
Repudiate, that's a good SAT word. I like that.
Because black women are special. And because they are special, we need to treat them in.
How special is Sexy Red and Sukihana? I don't want to call them out. I ain't calling them out. I'm just saying. Who's more specialer? That's crazy to put. That's a weird way to put it. Who's more of a princess? Because all melanated women believe they're a princess. And that's what Dr. Umar is saying. All melanated women are queens. Who's more of a queen? Let's see. We got Sukihana, we got Sexy Red, or we got Felicia Rashad. Shit, I'll even take Cheryl Lee Ralph. Who's more of a queen between those four? We can break it down. I think. What about this? What about this? They still kind of all different ages, but it still goes to the credence because maybe in our era we don't have somebody that's moving something like that. So, who's more of a queen? Sexy Red, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, or Nia Long? Don't worry. Please leave a comment. Who's more of a queen? Sexy Red, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Lil' Kim, or Nia Long? And let's be objective, not who you like, who you think is the most attractive, because that's what we do now with queens. Everybody's a queen. Your definition of how queens move, how queens sit, how queens act, how they are in public. Who's more of a queen between those four? But he's sitting up here advocating that all of them are queens. Now, I don't want to hear this goofy.
In a special way. And what these ninjas do is they'll get on YouTube, criticize, condemn, and cancel black women in the face of every other race watching you do it. No other man goes public and condemns his women the way black men do. And
man, again, you don't think men been telling women for a minute, like, yo, stop doing this? Our women, I don't say our women, melanated women are above reproach at this point. You can't tell them nothing. Some of them. They grew up in a culture where they're always right. Anything they say or do is right. And you got this goofy defending it. And he gonna tell you how you always wrong. The man is always wrong. There's a lot of women that are above reproach now. There's a lot of women that sit up there and make $100,000 and spend $80,000 that year. Vacations, trips. Oh, I bought this. I got this car. Don't know how to save it. Don't know how to keep it. There's a lot of people. They probably spend more than that. 80,000 me is being generous. I'm saying they at least save 20,000 that year. But it's a lot of our people going into debt, so they couldn't have been saving that much. And these are people that make money. Man, I be hearing women always say all the time, man, I make money. I make money. But then you see how they spend it, and you realize they ain't really got money. And if you tell them like, nah, I had one woman, I'm just more frugal. And it didn't make sense. She's a cook, she's a chef. And she will always be trying to buy some food out somewhere like that. Like, why don't you just make something? Why don't we 5 days straight? Why don't we make something? I can go to the store, we get some food. Nah, blah, 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 blah. You just want to keep spending more of the money that we don't have. And, we trying to save up and get somewhere. You keep spending this money, we ain't going to be able to save this money. Oh man, we'll make more than that, blah, blah. But even still, because if you're spending it like this now, when we make more, then you're gonna be spending more. We ain't gonna get nowhere. And that's just one example. I'm not saying that's everybody's example. I got a friend that, he married her. They ended up getting divorced, but he married her. They had 2 kids. And then for whatever reason, she decided that she wanted to turn into a party girl because of these people at work and start spending all their fucking money at the club on drinks and shit like that. Yeah. She's right because he neglected her because he got to get up at 3 a.m. and drive trucks and he'd be gone for 2 weeks to pay for the fucking family. But no, so I just did this to have some fun and blah, blah. But we don't have nothing. You having fun with the nothing that we have. I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of, and thank God, this is what I'm saying. People with resources and the know-how, they usually get the better deal in life because when she filed for divorce and tried to take his kids, he ain't stupid. He got the right lawyer and he got some money to pay for him and he got full custody of them things. It's like, nah, we ain't doing that. But I really want to hear this brick lady part.
I'm not going to co-sign it wrong.
I ain't gonna listen. It came gonna make me want to
literally all these guys, and this first time it's been that crazy, look that big, but she said
here we go.
There's just some people beat up for not giving her a number. You came out about that and kind of was critical about those men. That came out to be a hoax.
We don't know that. Some people say it's not a hoax.
I've seen several pictures.
Some people say it's not a hoax. Well, it is a hoax, man. It's a hoax. She done got charged for it.
Just videos. I mean, could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I've seen several videos of her trying this, like several GoFundMe's year after year, where she's literally, these guys, and this first time it's been that crazy, look that big, but she's had smaller ones where she's pulled this off before.
I don't know, because I put up a post that a sister sent me and said, you need to hold her accountable because she made this up. And then everybody else started commenting under this, said it wasn't made up, and this is what you need to look at. So I still don't know what the truth.
But let's, for the sake of conversation,
here we go, goofy shit.
If you were wrong, do you think that, man, I probably should have looked a little more into that? Do you ever,
because there's nothing wrong.
I had to pause. The first thing, he was so quick to just say nah. Look, let's just back it up. I'm sorry. I won't pause this time. But he was just so quick to say, nah. It's like when you listen to them relationship shows and the dude say something and the woman just be like, no, blah, 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 you're wrong. It's like that. Like he didn't have a chance to sit there and ponder and think with it. It's just, nah, no, because blah, blah, blah. Like it's like the same thing. So all right.
And this is what you need to look at. So I still don't know what the truth
But let's,
is.
for the sake of conversation, if you were wrong, do you think that, man, I probably should have looked a little more into that? Do you ever,
Because there's nothing wrong with holding black men to a standard of behavior in public when it comes to us.
That don't make fucking sense. I know the last part he said when it comes to our sisters, but it don't make sense. The question was, if it was a hoax, do you feel some type of way about coming out about it so quickly and it was wrong? Nah, because there's nothing wrong holding our men to a standard when it comes to our sisters. How is it a fucking standard if it was fake and it wasn't real? If it was a hoax, it wasn't real. It was something that nobody did. She made it up. What standard are you holding them to? What the fuck are you talking about, Umar? Mar.
Our sisters.
that wasn't even there?
Thank
Well,
you.
Remember now, even if it didn't happen to her, black women are being choked out and murdered by their black male lovers on a regular basis.
Thank you. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. Remember now, even if it didn't happen to her, black women are getting choked out by their lovers on a regular basis. So shut the fuck up. So you don't know. So with him saying that, he gonna sit up there, and if this interviewer knew what to say to him, so you saying that the highest committer of DV is not melanated women, is not black women? Because I can show you stats that the fuck it is, man. So you saying black men ain't getting killed? So you ain't see that video where that dude, because this happened a year ago. So you ain't see that video where that dude was holding his baby and his baby moms hit him with the fucking car, put him in the hospital while he was holding the kid. The fuck you talking about, man? So women don't do none of that shit. Women don't do none of that shit. And women are higher, because if you look at lesbian relationships, lesbians have the highest fucking DV ratio and shit. They always fucking fighting each other and beating up on each other. And those are two women. Men ain't got nothing to do. And then this crazy part, if you look at gay relationships, men on men, they have the lowest fucking DV rate. So what the fuck is going on here? And I know he done seen all these fucking stats and numbers. He'll find a way to be like, nah, I didn't see these numbers because I wasn't playing with my daughter or some shit like that. He'll say something stupid like that. I had to go open up a school that's never gonna open up, and I wasn't able to play with my daughter. So something stupid like that. That's why he wasn't able to see these numbers. But he know what the fuck the numbers are. And anybody that don't believe me, go look that shit the fuck up. Look that shit the fuck up.
It's still
But this wasn't that situation.
It may have not been, but my point is, I'm not going to draw the energy back, because that awareness that's coming from my commentary is still very much needed out there, because black women are being abused and ignored.
So at the expense of the black man, though,
It's
because
not
black,
expense.
I'm telling you, black men, black men are not that they're not riding with you. I want to be clear. They're still riding with you, but they're whispering. Man, I don't know what that was about.
They want me to beat the women up. I'm not going to do it. I tell them right now, I'm never going to do that.
No, when you're wrong about nobody let her get beat up. And also, are you asking black men? I'm saying let's entertain it for the sake of conversation.
He is wrong. We do know he never took it back like he said. At least he stand on the bullshit.
And also, are you asking black men to put their lives on the line for would you put your life on the line for a woman you don't know and leave your children?
Black woman?
Yeah, black woman.
You don't have a choice. That's part of being a man.
Right now. Yes. And leave your daughters without a father.
Dr. King did it. Malcolm did it.
No, I'm asking Dr. Umar.
Right.
Yes, it's part of who. Okay.
Talking about Dr. King did it. First of all, he don't take care of his kids now. So don't ask him a question about him leaving his kids. They already left. He ain't taking care of his kids now. They already left out there. Fuck them. You know what I mean? FTK, fuck them kids. They already left. So if he could do something noble and go out, what he deems noble, go out for Sexy Red because she was popping shit and somebody up there and shot him, he would probably be cool with that. Because he ain't never did nothing else noble in his life except sitting up here talking about some bullshit, 9 years to open a school, and then in this stupid intention shit, but he not even intentional. Look, the kids left. Don't ask him a question about the kids. Fuck them kids. You know what I mean, this motherfucker's a goofy.
Okay. Nobody wants to die. I don't have a death wish.
Right.
But I understand as
No,
a
you're just a
man,
bum.
my obligation is to every black woman, not just the one I'm married to and the ones I gave birth to.
This is the stupidest shit in the fucking world. That's the stupidest shit in the fucking world. Every woman is not under my protection or provision. That doesn't make no fucking sense. What are you talking about? Every woman I am not there for. No. And like, I put it like this. One time, the police were chasing a suspect through my neighborhood. We don't know what fucking color it is because Dr. Umar would like to know some shit like that. We don't know what color it was because the motherfucker was in the car. The motherfucker was driving the shit. The cops follow him. Ended up coming around, following the street. My pops happened to be in his car, and he blocked off the street thinking the guy was going to stop. The guy saw my pop's car blocking the street. Back stopped. You know, stopped like they do. Like, oh, shit, he blocking the street. Backed up, revved up his engine, and it looked like he was going to ram my pops. My pops moved that car out the way so fucking quick and let him go. The officer is going to say to my pops, why would you move out the way? We had him. Like, the fuck? He rammed my car and killed me. Who going to take care of my wife and son? Who going to take care of my wife and young son? You talking about? The first person is self-preservation and you taking care of your family. All these people nowadays, they're not part of my family. There's even people in your family that can't be part of your family, which is now just crazy to say, but that's how it be sometimes. And you expect me to run around and take care of Keisha's badass kids because she wanted to go have a baby by Big Shad that was out there killing people. Now he's in jail for the next 50 years. And you expect me to bring Keisha's badass kids into my home so they can corrupt my family, so Keisha can corrupt my wife, so her sons can have my son and my daughters running around doing bullshit, and you gonna say, as a father, you should be able to do that, blah, blah, blah. As a father, I was taking care of my kids. I was taking care of my family. You absolutely right. Why don't you tell that man that he should be taking care of his kids? You don't tell that man he should be taking care of his kids because you see yourself in him. You see yourself like that man that ain't taking care of his kids out there, and somebody else should be taking care of them because that's what happened in your life, and you good with that. You weren't intent about it. You weren't intent about it. So what happened. I'm not saying you wanted that because no person probably wants that. But you didn't have an intent when you nutted in this woman, 2 of them. So now the universe is showing you, since you don't have an intent, anything can happen. Now you got to grift through life.
Okay, sounds good. I like that. It definitely, I mean, because I'm saying,
They
you know,
should, if a black woman
some
sees
black women will teach you as a young black male. Now, here's a conundrum. Some black women will teach you as a young black kid, don't you jump in that. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You need to make it home to little tie and little run.
And I think that's appropriate for the children. But for grown men, it's not appropriate.
So he needs to rewire himself as his teaching. His teaching was you mind your business, they bother your family, then that's one thing. But
what if we had that mentality when the Ku Klux Klan was terrorizing neighborhoods back in the Willie Lynch days?
If you don't shut up with that goofy ass shit, man. If you don't shut up with that goofy ass shit, bruh, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. Well, we don't have that mentality when the Ku Klux Klan. Well, last I checked, the Ku Klux Klan wasn't just one family. They was trying to kill the whole neighborhood. So it was different. We had to grown up. We had to gang up. This is different. That one family in the neighborhood they got some kids that's bad because she wanted to go have some babies by some badass motherfuckers that ain't around to take care of them. That's a different story. That's two different things, man. What are you talking about here? That's two different here. The Ku Klux Klan was burning crosses on motherfuckers' yard, and it could go anywhere. It could burn this house. It could burn the next house. It could burn the house down there. They was lynching people. It did not matter who it was. If you did it or didn't do it, they would lynch you. The fuck is he talking about? It didn't matter if you was cool or not. You know what I mean? Because of your hue, you could get it. We had to band up and take care of ourselves. Don't talk to me about the Black Panthers. Don't talk to me about a lot of the stuff we had to do because motherfuckers don't understand certain things. People think shit is just how it was. Nah, man, it wasn't how it was. We had to do what we had to do to defend ourselves. But this is a whole different fucking time. Don't talk to me about that shit, Umar, because you wasn't around there at that time. And I'm not saying you wasn't. It's not even about you being around there at that time. Why are you bringing this stupid shit up? It's a whole fucking thing, and you ain't got nothing. I know you. I know once I press fucking play, you ain't gonna have nothing to tie to that. You just saying something to get the women going. This video about to end because I'm tired of you.
What if we said, I'm only going to worry about the Klan when they knock on my door? They would have picked us apart. We had to organize. Black people are no longer used to organizing because of our self-hate and selfishness. The only way we come out of this is by working together. That's it. And even though we talk about the celebrities, we might as well lead them out the conversation because they're not going to be a major part in what we do until after we do it. No Black celebrity has ever played a major financial role in any of our movements. So I don't know why Black people keep looking to them. We don't own them. White people own them.
This is one thing I do agree with him. And you should really listen to it closely because he's giving himself away.
No Black celebrity has ever played a major financial role in any of our movements. So I don't know why Black people keep looking to them. We don't own them. White people own them. They are corporate products. LeBron, Dion, they are owned by the white power structure. They're not coming over here. They will after we win. They'll come drop some money off later, but they won't be there in the beginning. We got to do this ourselves.
All right. So what he said was, no celebrity has ever came and helped us out. They ain't putting up their own money. They'll drop something later, but they ain't gonna drop something now. They'll be there when we win, but they ain't gonna be there around when we lose and stuff like that. I agree, 100%. Them celebrities don't give no fucks about us. They tied to the dollar. Dr. Umar, you know what you are? A celebrity. a big one. People are known. Hang around people. And you don't even try to hide it. So we should not think that you are there to help us. Because that's what you said. That's the words that you said. I mean, you'll be around when we win, but you won't put up nothing. That's the same reason why people are putting up money for this school that's never going to open. Why you was talking about earlier in the episode how GoFundMe stopped you, so you had to put it up on a different page so other people can donate. Why don't you put up your money? Because you also said in this video that when you asked for donations, you had money to put up. So why didn't you put up your own money? You telling on yourself, man. And if you let motherfuckers talk long enough, they gonna tell on themselves. And you know what? I'm done with this goofmar. I'm done with him for, I guess, the rest of the day or a couple minutes, because I got a couple more episodes that I want to put up on here talking about him. But that's just what I want to say. Dr. Goofmar is telling on himself, and we need to stop listening to Dr. Goofmar. It's just not. It's just not it. You know, in 09, in 07, when we ain't know nothing, yeah, but come on now. Like, we can tell somebody that's lying, that's a grift, that's lying to us, that's fake. We should be able to tell as a collective. And if we can't, you know, we still promoting this, then that's a whole different issue. But I didn't stop promoting him or giving him anything. And I wish I was on stage with him so I could tell him how goofy the fuck he is. But all right. I'm done. Peace, y'all. It's your boy Mav, Mecco, Sav. Y'all stay safe. I'm the goofy exposer. And Dr. Umar is a goofy. Peace. Ah.